almost like the Flashpoint, where it starts, one of the key matrix lines that will help shatter this status centralized system.
Hello, friends, new and old friends. Thank you for joining me. I am your host, Jay-Z, and you have found Flashpoint Radio. It is Wednesday, April 4th, 2012. To all my new viewers, thank you for joining me. Infowars.com posted my submission on their contest submission page, so I suggest go to the video marked Infowars contest submission and check it out. Like it if you like it, please. For all those that are new here, this is Flashpoint Radio, and I like to say that I'm going to help you maybe find news stories and keep your view a little bit widened so you can see all that is going on around you. We like to look out for the flashpoints that may happen all over the world that may cause the fire that reaches your backyard. So you can be prepared and get your family to safety and help others, because that's what it's about. It is about helping others and not being selfish with freedom and liberty. Liberty is supposed to be exercised by individuals, but it's supposed to be exercised to help everyone. Our founders were great people, and they felt very strongly about the cause of liberty, as do I. This evening, we are going to get into the healthcare debacle or debate. The Supreme Court met last week for 3 days and debated the Obamacare Affordable Health Care Act. And so we are going to touch on that subject this evening. As always, please follow me on Twitter at Flashpoint Radio, Facebook.com/Flashpoint Radio. Click subscribe above and like below, and then share this with your friends and loved ones. Let me be that crazy uncle. Don't get yourself embarrassed by talking about this stuff to your family that hasn't been awakened yet. Send a video of me, because I relish in speaking to new people who know nothing of the conspiracies to take our freedoms and liberties. We are going to start with an Infowars headline. Arguments on Obamacare conclude. Supreme Court of the United States decision due by late June. When I heard this on Friday, it struck me as a bit odd. They debated for 3 days, and they had ruled. They ruled on Friday, but on Friday they also announced that they wouldn't release their ruling until late June. Well, to all you conservatives who think you're 5 conservative judges, and to all your liberals who think your 4 liberal judges are looking out for you and the Constitution, give me a break. Why else would they wait till June to release this information except to release it to a small few that can use it to either make money or gain power? That is why they do these things. If you've ruled, why don't you just write a ruling and release it on Monday or a week later? Why does it take 2+ months to let the public know your ruling? Well, when Barack Obama, on Monday, he took a shot at the Supreme Court, and everyone is saying that he got a leak, and he found out that they were going to rule against Obamacare. That's the propaganda lie, or the propaganda nugget that's been thrown out by the trickle-down media, is that Barack Obama heard or got a leak of the decision, and it was not in his favor, so he decided to get out and stump against judicial activism and what he would call an unprecedented move by the Supreme Court to strike down a law that was passed by a democratically elected Congress. Well, we will get into that in just a few moments, but it was very odd to see a sitting president, come out and mention this and speak of a ruling that hasn't been released by the public. Most people are saying, why would he do that? Well, he probably did find out. He is the president of the United States. If you don't think he knows what's going on, then we're all in trouble. Kurt Nimmo writes over at Infowars.com, Obama may make unelected Supreme Court a campaign issue. What do you think? He's going to make Obamacare and everything he's done in the last 4 years a campaign issue, and he's already called out the Supreme Court before. Why not do it again and do it using taxpayer dollars on commercials to get himself elected? I believe that is exactly what will happen. Ron Paul released an article that I suggest you read. In the description below are the links to all these articles. Read the Ron Paul breakdown. He is a constitutional scholar, and if anyone knows the ins and out of our founding fathers and our founding documents, it is him. So if there's anyone's opinion you should trust, it is his. But it caused a lot of outrage and a lot of uproar from the conservative media come Monday when Barack Obama got in front and called out our Supreme Court, our unelected Supreme Court. Rush Limbaugh came out and said he was a thug, which I won't, I guess, disagree with that, but I won't really agree with it. He said that someone told him, you know, somebody in the court leaked to Obama. That's why he went out there and did this today. Somebody called him. He lost the vote. The preliminary vote on Friday, he lost it and somebody leaked it. Well, if you're going to fight to cancel or to crush Obamacare, you're going to step off the gas pedal if people come out and say things like, Obama found out that the Supreme Court is going to be ruling against it. Rush Limbaugh said it became an active theory that began to be bandied around. So it's an active theory. So when it's something that, say, myself or Alex Jones or Judge Napolitano or Ron Paul says, it's a conspiracy theory. But if neocons use it, it's an active theory being bandied about. One other snippet from this article from Rush Limbaugh says, there's nothing judicial going on here. There's nothing legal. This isn't even really about the Constitution. This is about politics, pure and simple, and Barack Obama's reelection. I disagree, Rush Limbaugh. This is exactly and 100% about the Constitution. The reason you won't admit that is because you do not believe in the Constitution in 100% of it. You do not agree with it because it doesn't give you and your supporters and your masters and your rulers enough power to rule over us morally and extend our military arm around the world. You do not like the Constitution no more than Barack Obama doesn't like the Constitution. It's just that each of you likes different parts and hates different parts of the Constitution. This is about the Constitution because our country is the Constitution. Our country is not the White House. It is not Washington, D.C. It is not a building. It is not Congress. It is not the Supreme Court. It is a document that can fit in your pocket. That is our country. It is not the flag. It is not the national anthem. It is not baseball. It is not apple pie. And it is definitely not our far-reaching military. It is the Constitution. So that is what is under attack at this stage in the game. This headline from The Atlantic, is voting to strike down Obamacare illegitimate? Give me a break. Of course not. That's what the Supreme Court is supposed to do, is vote or is judge the constitutionality of laws passed by our Congress. They go on to say its defenders are laboring to create that impression. In doing so, they're being unfair to some of the Supreme Court's conservative justices. But to our, instant news cycle, the headline saying that is it illegitimate is more powerful because no one's going to actually read the article. So I wanted to go into this because they said unprecedented. This has never been done before, and so I just simply put in, what New Deal legislation did the U.S. Supreme Court declare unconstitutional? And well, 6 of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's 8 major New Deal statutes were ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. 6. So it is not unprecedented in the modern era, Barack Obama. It is all too precedented for the Supreme Court. They just haven't done it in a while. Why? Because, well, because Franklin Delano Roosevelt got reelected again, and he decided to appoint his entire Supreme Court, which did repass most of the New Deal legislation and most of, Social Security and expansion of the income tax. Yes, so to all those who think that Barack Obama can't do much harm come the next 4 years, he can. He can. But that doesn't mean we should just jump on the Mitt Romney bandwagon. There is no more lesser of two evils, my friends. There is no voting for any evil. You must vote for the truth 100% always. Do not take the middle road. Don't take the low road. Take the high road. And the high road, well, in my opinion, is Ron Paul or not voting at all. It is not unpatriotic to vote, my friends. It is not at all. When there are only liars on the ballot, it is totally patriotic to not vote. I thank you for joining me on Flashpoint Radio. Jay-Z signing off, saying, come back, see me again. God bless, and keep your eyes to the sky.